Hello everyone, and welcome to another Cartoon Galaxy Rant. I'm Mars Moon, and I like to rant about cartoons. If you like squeaky sounding creatures that sing rando songs, then you're probably fans of none other than the Chipmunks. Alvin and the Chipmunks, that is. And it had become so popular through the years that it had become an animated thing. There were animated shows back when I was a kid, and there was a movie that came out, and then another animated whatchamacallit. I mean, Alvin and the Chipmunks have been around for a very long time. So, and it's no surprise that being said, there is going to be more Alvin and the Chipmunks. But there's a bit of a catch, which I'm going to talk about in this video that you are watching. But before I do, a quick reminder, if you like my stuff, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. For those of you who have been following, thank you so much for your support. It really does help. And also, you're more than welcome to check out my Patreon. I put a lot of my stuff up there, maybe not Cartoon Galaxy Rants, but I do animations and all of that. You can find that on my channel, and you can also find it on my Patreon, where there are some extra perks like behind the scenes stuff. And, you can also just go there to support me. Either way, thought I'd bring that up. Let's get back to the video and the Chipmunks. So, out of a lot of cartoons, I could say that I do enjoy the Chipmunks. I grew up with the Chipmunks. I think one of the things they got very popular with was their Christmas songs. In fact, I had done an animation with one of my original characters with a more modified version of that Christmas song. You're more than welcome to watch that. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, it's no surprise that it's still around and they're still making new stuff. So the news is that a company called Big Shot is going to be putting a new animated show out for Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, the catch that I was talking about is, unlike the other versions of Alvin and the Chipmunks that have been on television, this Alvin and the Chipmunks is going to be on YouTube. So it's going to be shows that are going to be displayed on YouTube. I guess as maybe shorts or something like that, but they're going to be on YouTube. Or maybe other digital platforms. But as far as I know, I think YouTube is the main one. And this is going to be going on because there's going to be another Alvin and the Chipmunks movie that's going to come out in 2028. So figure that it's going to be like a build-up where they're going to have this show playing on YouTube to build you up for the big movie that's going to be out 2 years from now. So it sounds kind of cool. I also find it very interesting that instead of being on TV, this series is going to be on YouTube. And I can't complain about it being a bad idea of any sort. I mean, in the past, I've talked about how younger generations don't seem to be into TV. Even streaming services, you don't see kids really hopping onto streaming services that much. It always seems to be more for the older crowd. Kids are mostly online. They're on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram. So they're not really watching television at all. I think putting Alvin and the Chipmunks exclusively on YouTube is not a bad idea if you want to get younger audiences to get into that franchise. However, there's something that does irk me a little bit about this. When there is always a good, there's always going to be a little bit of a bad, and vice versa. And the bad thing that bothers me a bit is the company itself that is releasing Alvin and the Chipmunks. Now, granted, this company, I think, has maybe 25% of shared rights or something within Alvin and the Chipmunks. For the most part, it is still mostly owned by the original company that, I guess, created Alvin and the Chipmunks. But they, do have a portion of ownership, which gives them, therefore, the right to make these animations and put them on YouTube. The thing about this company, though, is it just started out. It's actually, it just started out this year, 2026, at least from a lot of the articles that I see talking about it. Also, if you go onto the website of this company, again, it's Big Shot Productions or Big Shot Inc. Either or, but Big Shot. If you go onto their website, you'll notice that a lot of the other projects that they have on their site, listed on their site, have not even come out yet. They're all in development. So this is a brand spanking new company. Now, the thing with this company is it was started by the ex-co-CEO of Paramount, Brian Robbins. So this isn't just some kind of new entertainment company that's made by some rando person or whatever. This is somebody that has worked for a bigger company and is starting something new. And the main purpose of this company, from what I see, is that they seem to have a lot of their projects that are in development seem to be also related to things with YouTube. I think there's maybe only one project that's based off of a book. I think it's called Eloise. But if you look at their website, they have something called The Bucket List Family. So apparently this is going to be an animated series based off of an actual family that, you know, puts their stuff up on YouTube about their family travels and all of that. There's also something called I Show Speed, which is going to be an anime series. And again, I believe this is linked to another series that's on YouTube that talks about, I don't know, that focuses on entertainment, sports, and culture, but they're going to do like an anime on it. So I find it very interesting that the majority of the projects are related to YouTube, not to mention that they're all going to be, just all these projects are going to be displayed on YouTube. And that kind of got me to thinking about something I've talked about in my prior videos, about how I noticed that a lot of these big companies are starting to sway more and more and more into the digital realm. For example, a lot of creations from the internet had been very popular viewers and have suddenly been in theaters, like The Backrooms, like Digital Circus. Though Digital Circus was put in theaters by the actual company that holds its rights, so that's a little different. Also, VisiPop is working with Warner Brothers to make a movie for theaters. So I'm starting to see a lot more of this. Also, one of my favorite guys on YouTube, the guys from Red Letter Media, if you haven't watched them, I mean, I'd be surprised. But if you haven't watched them, check them out. They're really funny. They talk about movies and all sorts of stuff. But they actually mentioned that there's other horror, internet horror stuff that, again, Hollywood is going to take and make into movies. I'm starting to see a trend here. Also, going back to Big Shot, the one thing that I specifically get a little nervous about with this company, besides, again, it's, you know, owned by somebody who's part of a bigger company, Paramount, it's starting to seem as though these companies are now trying to get a foothold into YouTube. They may have been doing this for some time, but I think it's getting a lot worse. And the reason why this troubles me is because YouTube has always been a platform for the everyday creators. Anybody could, like myself, right, could go online, make videos, get a following, and maybe it could go somewhere, maybe not. But either way, you get to share your creation. However, what could happen if you have now a bigger company that's tied to Hollywood in some way, right? now putting stuff on YouTube, way more than we've seen. You could bet $100 that YouTube is going to promote their stuff above everybody else's. Algorithm, that's going out the window. Nobody's gonna really use algorithm for Alvin and the Chipmunks. They're just gonna promote it to high hell so it gets more attention than everything else, on top of whatever else this big shot place is gonna put up on YouTube. And then also another thing, and I hope this isn't the case, but because of AI becoming a huge thing, I also hope that when they do release this stuff, that there's also no AI involved. Because you know, if companies are going to do what they're going to do, they're going to find the cheapest way possible to even do it, where they could pay less but make more. And nobody would probably know the difference. So, just a quick update. Actually, my previous recording was yesterday on the 15th. I'm recording this now on the 16th. It turns out that there is more news about Big Shot Pictures and the Alvin and the Chipmunks film. They just released a picture, so I'm going to show you the picture right here. It's actually funny that I had just talked about the concerns of AI being used to create something, because the speculation after the release of this photo is that it's straight up AI. Now, I can't really say that for sure. I don't know where people are getting the idea that this is AI. It's possible. You know, I wouldn't put it past a company to be using AI, but we will find out obviously more in the future as this thing comes out. But let me know what you guys think just from looking at this picture. Do you think this is AI, or do you think it was actually created by a person? Okay, back to the rest of the video. That's just what's been going through my mind since I heard this Alvin and the Chipmunk news. Again, I love Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm glad to see that they're making a comeback. Hopefully it's a good one. There are certain things about this that also rub me the wrong way. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm just being too much. I mean, sometimes I am too much. I overthink things. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care and peace out.